Mr. Wilson, 5 minutes of your time.
Miss Vernon, doesn't your organization have its own lawyers to look after these cases?
Certainly. But you could ease the girl's mind today. I thought you were in the helping profession. Or is it just property conveyancing and legalizing tax evasions as far as you're concerned?
You have a very unusual manner, Miss Vernon. I hope that you'll have more success with the women in this prison than you're likely to have with me.
Are you going now, Mum?
Soon, dear. I wonder who'll take care of these. But it won't be like the last time. I missed it all, even this cell. So much. You have no idea how much.
Oh, Mum.
Oh, now, dear. You'll be all right.
Oh, I want you to be happy. I want so much for you to be happy.
You're still young. You've got plenty of time to start over again. If I can be given another chance at my age, there's nothing you can't do when they let you out of here. It's taken me 15 years, Lynn. But maybe this time I'll do better.
Jean?
Yeah.
There's a gentleman here to see you.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson.
I've just been to see Karen Travers. I was about to return to my office when the thought struck me that we parted on rather less than friendly terms this morning.
Could have been worse. You could have charged me for your time.
There you go again.
If you've come to apologize...
I came because I felt that I owed to myself to make my position perfectly clear.
I thought it was clear enough.
I'd appreciate it if you'd hear me out.
I'm listening.
I'm a professional, Miss Vernon, the same as you. Now, that means that I get paid for my services, the same as you. I don't feel that I have to ease my conscience by rushing about defending or counseling those people who can't afford my services. That is what legal aid is for. I earn my living the same as anyone else. You pay, and I'll deliver. I might also add that I sleep extremely well.
Simple as that.
If you can arrange for it, I'll see the girl for 5 minutes.
After that fine speech of making yourself perfectly clear.
Just this once.
Maybe you have got a conscience that needs easing.
5 minutes?
A very small conscience.
Finished packing?
Yes, almost. It's amazing how little I've accumulated over the years. Our little flat is going to seem quite bare.
Oh, you'll soon fill it up, especially when the baby arrives.
Probably. Hope I can remember how to look after a baby.
Oh, that's something you never forget. Besides, there are lots of clinics and nurses to help you out these days.
And perhaps you'll drop round from time to time.
Perhaps.
Oh, I know it's against prison regulations for you to have anything to do with ex-prisoners, but surely the occasional cup of tea can't do any harm.
I'm sure it can't. Besides, if you won't tell anybody, I promise I won't.
Oh, it seems strange to be packing up again. Last time I left here, I thought I'd never come back. But now it's hard to be so sure of anything.
Hey, you'd better be sure. A lot of people have stuck their necks out for you. You just try and put this place behind you.
That's funny. That's exactly what Bill said to me last time.
Well, you should have listened to him.
Yes, I should. Must be hard for you, working here without him.
Working here isn't easy for anyone, Mum. Now, if you're ready, Mrs. Davidson would like to see you in the office.
Right.
If you ever come back in here again, I'll beat the hell out of you.
No way. Not with the shop.
It'll be bloody hard work, you know.
I don't know how we're going to repay you, Monty.
Don't you worry about that, darling. You just remember that 10%. 1 cent of that money goes walkabout.
Yeah, we know. Wish you good luck, why don't you?
Marilyn, are you ready?
Okay, Mrs. Jackson.
What are the rest of you doing in here?
Tell her to come back soon.
Well, hurry up and then get back to work.
Lizzie.
I'll be seeing you, love.
Don't believe everything you read in books now. Thanks, Monty.
You'll do all right, kid.
Hey, Marilyn.
Yeah?
Eddie doesn't snore, does he?
No, he sleeps like a baby.
Thank goodness for that. You'll get yours, madam.
The best I can wish you is to hope we never see you again. But that's up to you. You both have a chance this time to make new lives for yourselves and others. Most of the women who leave here don't have that opportunity, so there should be no reason for any backsliding. I hope everything goes well for both of you.
Thank you, Mrs. Davidson.
Before you go, there is one other thing. Have either of you heard any talk about the allegation against Miss Bennett?
No.
Marilyn?
I don't know anything, Mrs. Jackson.
Well, you've been sharing with Smith and Ferguson. You must have heard something.
You realize Miss Bennett could lose her job because of this? If it is a lie, don't you think it's pretty despicable to destroy someone's career just like that? Very well. You may go.
Gardening.
Jesus, Doreen. You sneak up on me like that again and I'll bend the shovel over your flaming head. Get back inside and keep your eye on that old lady.
I came out here to tell you I've decided something.
I do the deciding round here, now scram.
I've decided that we're going to tell Miss McBride who we really are.
You gone right round the bend? Why don't you pop over and tell the neighbours as well?
I can't go on lying to her anymore, and you're going to blow the whole thing in the way you're carrying on. And you said yourself she isn't stupid.
You must be bloody stupid if you think you can get away with that. She'd report us to the cops in 5 minutes flat. Anyway, you were the one that wanted to stay here. You got to live with it. I don't want to lay the old bag out, but I'm going to have to if you spill the beans. All right? She wouldn't.
I've got to tell you this, Miss McBride, but you've got to promise not to do anything first because we don't want to hurt you.
There's no need to say any more, dear. I don't want to hear it. I've always known exactly who you were, Frankie. The moment you both walked through the front door, I knew. I may live alone, but I know what's going on outside. Look, I don't care what you've done. It's been wonderful having you here, and as far as I'm concerned, you can both stay as long as you like. It's up to you. There is one condition, though.
What?
Do take that iron bar out of your sleeve, Frankie. Must be so uncomfortable.
Mr. Wilson, this is Lynn Warner. Lynn, the gentleman behind my desk is Mr. Wilson.
Hello, Lynn.
Take a seat.
Well, now, Len, Miss Vernon has told me briefly about your circumstances. That you realize, of course, that the court may take into consideration the fact that you were wrongly imprisoned for some time prior to these present charges. But then again, they may not. After all, you were definitely an accessory to an armed robbery, and that is a very serious crime. How did you get involved in this?
I did it for my husband.
Did he intimidate you or bully you into doing it?
No, he loved me.
Yes, well, that's not going to be very much help, I'm afraid. If he'd forced you with threats or violence, but as it stands, if you admit that you were a willing accomplice to an armed robbery which led to 2 deaths...
One of those was Lynn's husband.
The prosecution will hardly soft-pedal because of that. I was merely making the point that 2 men died.
The point has been taken, Mr. Wilson.
Well, if you want my advice, quite honestly, it doesn't look good.
Are you going to take on my case?
No. No, legal aid and the courts will look after you, I'm sure. They've got some good people. Miss Vernon simply wanted me to give you some advice.
And I think you've given quite enough, Mr. Wilson.
What?
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Goodbye.
Lynn, I'm sorry if you upset you. Look, I have to go and see Mum and her granddaughter to their new home. We'll talk again soon, okay?